All right, so for that whole thing was not planned. Where they basically this guy drove up to me asking what I was doing on their property. Dude, you're like mid 20s, 25. Like you look like a tech nerd. I don't think pretty sure that wasn't even his property. I was literally faced opposite of way. It was a warehouse, opposite of way of the warehouse, and I use that for seclusion. Cause basically I try to film at car washes because pretty much car washes at night have good lighting. But you know, it has there's a dust storm. You can check it out. The weather. There's a dust storm happening, and everybody's at their car wash, so I couldn't film there. And on top of that, it's Saturday. But this dude came out of nowhere, trying to fucking, basically a real life lesson. He's trying to gatekeep. You know what I mean? Like this Indian guy. You know what I mean? Like, I guess because Kash Patel is an FBI director. He got these Indian guys got to fucking drag their nuts and you know what I mean. Fuck. Man, They're usually Indian guys ain't usually that bold. Now they bold, and it was a Mexican dude next to him too. I said I was doing a podcast. The first time I said I was doing a podcast, the Mexican dude, he laid back. I was like, I'm doing a podcast. If it was a white dude, he was like, okay, well, you just got 5 minutes, or you got 5 minutes, or you know what I'm saying, you gotta wrap this up and go. Cause I'm just a nice. They could tell I'm a nice guy. And if it was a more stricter white guy, he'd be like, well, I understand you're doing a podcast, but it's okay if you get off our property or something like that. There's not too many white guys like that, but I understand that. But this guy was trying to fucking throw his weight around, and I'm doing a podcast. He's like, I know what you're doing, but what are you like? I know what you're doing, but what are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing a podcast, and I had to show him. I had to literally show him. That's his Mexican essay, the essay boy, his essay partner. He leaned back the first time. I was like, oh shit, I didn't want to be on camera. He did the smart thing, because I had to show the guy I was on the podcast to show, but I was actually my hands didn't move at all. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I was fucking setting it up. My hands didn't move at all to show him I wasn't like pretending to be on the podcast, doing a podcast or not. And this is how, like, he didn't have to do all that. 5 minutes, I'm done, out of there. I was only there for 10 minutes. This is how gatekeeping. That's what I was talking about earlier. How you gotta. I'm pretty sure I can talk. I'm pretty sure I can talk to the owner of the warehouse. Like, we'll probably meet up in an event, in a networking event. If I'm gonna be 100% honest, like maybe a gala or a networking event. But that was unnecessary. He's trying to throw his weight around. I try to get his license plate, but I couldn't. Fives and S's look the same. If he had like a Chevy Equinox or something like that, silver. I was trying to read it backwards. That's at the end of the video. That's why you see me like, what? I'm trying to drive slow because he's trying to. Look, mind you, he's driving behind me to escort me off the premises. Like, hold on, this dude's not, he's built like an Indian computer programmer. You're not built like an Indian guy. Like, he's not fat, he's not like a skinny nerd, he's chubby. But dude, you don't have any muscle density in your body. Like, not me and you, it won't be a good fight if it was to go that way. But man, the audacity of this guy, like I'm sure, and this is what, some of you might argue, hey, I'm on this property. We could have called security or nicely, or told me to, nicely get off his property or whatever. Hey man, we got something to do. Most people understand, like, I'm doing a podcast, like, see me doing no harm when I'm facing I'm not even facing the building. Not like I'm fucking spying on the building. I'm facing forward. I saw this guy come right beside me because it's in one of those long truck lanes. I'm talking about, these lanes are about 4 times the length of 4 or 5 times the length of a regular lane. So he pulled up right beside me. I'm like, what the hell? This guy got the nerve to, who the hell he think he is? I'm trying to be inconspicuous because I'm not trying to have, like, I'm just trying to be quiet. I don't want no problems. I want to be in my flow state, like what I was talking about before. If I get interrupted, it'll throw me out my flow state. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is a real life example, you know. The motherfucking power trips and get, brother, you know what I mean? Real fucking life example. This is not a fucking joke. Like, I did not set this shit. I didn't set this shit up. I don't have the money to fucking pay this guy to be a fucking bum ass bitch. Pardon my French, but damn, I didn't pay this guy to be a fucking jerk or a loser, man. He did it on. This is naturally what comes to them. Look, button down tee. Other than my black skin, what else? You know what I mean? What else is gonna show me a way for? I'm not robbing. I'm not robbing y'all. I'm not robbing the people in the street. I'm just doing a fucking podcast, man. Man, let me just move on to the third topic we're talking about. Fucking past. Fuck. Motherfucker wasn't probably even security, man. What the fuck? Y'all don't even know what they making there. Or I don't even know what they doing there. It's just fucking warehouse, man. That shit bothered me, bro. Like, I'm in the middle. I don't like splitting my podcast into 2 episodes. That's one thing. But I want to show y'all a real life example of people pulling power trip. What the fuck? Can you believe the fucking coincidence of that shit? And that's why I chose to talk about this shit. This shit happens so much. People have power trips and people gatekeep. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, stuff like that. So you're gonna get, like, I'm not even like, I'm just surprised I caught it on camera. I'm just surprised that motherfucker didn't drive off. And I told him I had a camera. That's basically consent. You know I have a fucking camera. You know I'm fucking doing a podcast. His Mexican homeboy leaned back because he didn't want to be on podcast. Like, he didn't want no problems. But then for motherfucker Punjabi want all the smoke. Fucking humankind ass guy, whatever that rapper name is. But third topic. Sometimes you gotta fuck that. You gotta be in your flow state. You know what I mean? I know I cuss a lot, and it's, you know, oh, people are gonna talk about, oh, you're not being a CEO, or you're not gonna be in a profession. They say I'm not being professional. You gotta fuck professional. I'm a human. You know what I mean? I do my job right. I do it well. But when you step out of the line, I'm supposed to put you in your place. I'm supposed to protect my boundaries. And people get mad. A lot of people get mad at you. You protect your. Oh, like, it's like those guards at the Queen's Palace. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you peek them, poking and prodding them. They're supposed to retaliate. Am I not supposed to retaliate because I'm supposed to fucking keep up an image? I'm 100% sure that people who poke and prod me aren't gonna be my customers. So fuck them, and fuck them, fuck their friends, and fuck their relatives. Fuck professionalism. Like, I keep it mutually respectful, but they lack those boundaries. Oh, and for me, they say you're supposed to keep a certain image. You're not supposed to go out of line. Like, no matter how far I go, the customer's always right mentality. No matter what I do, the customer's always right. Remember, the customer's always right. They have that type of mentality, man. Fuck them, man. All right, bullet point number 3, past skills and experiences. My past skills and experiences, how they helped me in this life was, you know, growing up, I was basically liberal, single mom, and I grew up to immigrant parents. My mom and dad were both Nigerian, from Nigeria. I was born in the States. But the fact is, my dad got deported because, you know, he did things he wasn't supposed to do. Instead of being a janitor and working his way up and getting an education, he decided to sell drugs. He got caught, you know, he got deported, and my mom raised me as a single mom. So, because she was raised as a single mom, a lot of liberal ideologies came to my mind. Like, even though it clashed with my, like, logic and reasoning, which is basically conservative viewpoints, logic and reasoning, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go along with it. They're gonna fucking see the day. They're gonna see the light of day, and they're gonna come to realization that I'm right, and it's all gonna make sense one day. It never happened. That shit never happened. And basically, like, I was like maybe 20 years old. Like, when you hit 18, you realize nobody, as a guy, when you hit 18, you realize people stop helping you. Like, from when you're a child, adorable little child, it gets people help you less and less and less and less until you're 18. They don't have a responsibility to help you anymore, especially your parents. And you know, I was talking to my IHOP manager, and he was like, I was telling him about my problems. He's like, well, sometimes you got your ladder on the wrong wall or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck? What does that mean? Over the years, it took me to realize my liberal ideologies were better used in conservative realms, which I mean my personality, my character of you know, honorable, being a gentleman, it's not useful for liberal ideology. It's more useful for conservative ideology. You know what I mean? Especially that guy, I could have went off on him. I could have really went off. Oh, you know what? But you know, there's a police around the corner too. He's gonna even though I'm a big bad man. Oh, police! You're gonna scream victim. Even though I fucking got out of that camera. Like this, I got two cameras. Yeah, I got two cameras. I do Uber, right? So I got a camera on the car that shows video, like dash cam. It faces the front, and this faces and it has audio too. This faces the inside of the car. But going back to my IHOP manager, he's talking about basically you got your ladder leaning on the wrong wall. So it took me forever to realize this. It took me forever because I wasn't focused on his message. I was basically focusing on business. At that time, I was like doing an associates, just getting my mind into the business mindset. After my associate, like, I don't want to go deep into this because that's not the topic at hand. But I was doing my associates. Then you know, I had to get deep in there. Like, I had to change everything around me. And I think thinking and telling myself, hey, I get back as soon. Let me just fully concentrate on business, and I'll get back to the other stuff. Basically, you know, I guess the other stuff that wasn't self-serving me, I get back to it eventually. Then I pretty much never got back to it. You know, I just kept on fully focusing on business because it deserves your full attention. Just like anything you do in life, it deserves your full attention. And that's what I pretty much did as a, you know, I never got credit. I never too much got credit for being you know, liberal, because I think I told you about my job at Taco Bell, right? I just worked my ass off. They never fucking promoted me, never acknowledged my hard work, because that's what I thought was gonna happen. I work hard, they're gonna acknowledge it. I'm just gonna stand out and be promoted to manager or team leader one day. And yeah, no, you gotta go out there and fucking take it. Ain't nobody gonna give this shit to you. That's why you gotta create boundaries, like I did with old boy. You got to create boundaries and tell people what you're worth. And if you're not, if they're not willing, that's why the emotional that's why you got to sometimes be emotionally detached, because people are gonna find out your weakness, use it against you, or try to use it against you, especially at work, and other places in life. They're gonna stereotype you, see your weakness, use it against you, and try to get the most out of you and pay you the least amount in return, right? And that's what happened at Taco Bell until I and other jobs as well, until I got better at it. You know what I mean? I think I was like, man, let me get good at this skill, which is customer service, get good at my job where they couldn't replace me. And if they did replace me, I could find another job just as easy. So I'm like, okay, bet you're gonna use me. I'm gonna use you too. So I did everything I could. I learned ins and outs of the job, especially being a server, a waiter. Learned the ins and outs of the job, where those job skills were transferable. Because mind you, pretty much all these jobs, they were skipping people up and promoting people who really didn't deserve it. It's just they were close to the manager, and their skills were non-transferable, meaning it only applies to that one job. I see people who fucking were managers or team leaders at one job, they go to another job, they were at the bottom of the barrel, right? That's not what I'm in it. That's not what I'm in it for. I'm in it to win it, basically. I'm in it for real skills. not to make friends and say, hey, you know, I was a manager at Toys R Us, yeah, you know what I mean? Because Toys R, like, they can't look back in the past and check that, you know what I mean? But you know, all my past experiences were planned out, right? So I had to fully focus on business. I had to take everything, because he had to realize I had to realize business is really important. Money makes the world go round. What you do, what you do and what I do the best you can at it, because you're gonna be helpful to the world when you do. So yeah, so it took me a while to realize, like it took me a while to separate from liberal Democrat mindset. Even though they were like, I was through with them, I was like, how do I? Then I think Red Pill came along or you know, yeah, basically Red Pill came along and basically showed me like, hey, put me in hyperdrive. Like I was undervalued, where my skills were. Yeah, my skills were needed, but I wasn't getting what I needed in return, right? And the thing about abusing, like, I'm a giver, but I need to receive in order to give, right? The thing is, a lot of people are takers, and you gotta draw your boundaries. People are so much. This is what I was thinking about earlier. People are takers so much so that you give them, and once you stop giving them, they think they deserve it. They're entitled to it, right? They're like, why did you do me wrong? What happened? Like, you gave me so much before. Like that's also a business mindset. Give them a freemium service. Basically, you give them a low price and some, like, right? Some people won't want to. Sorry, that's so you give them a gym membership. Some people might not want to cancel their gym membership, but they will want to you know, keep it. They might not want to go to the gym, but they don't want to cancel their gym membership. So that's how a lot of gyms get, you know, gyms have 500 members, but only 50 members are going. You know what I mean? So let me just wrap it up, because, you know, Uber's getting busy. You already heard that. I'm not gonna cut that shit out. Like, I want to make it all. I say cute. Nah, I wanted to make it all fucking prim and proper, but that guy got me out my mind, man. He almost got me out of my frame. It's like, it's not a big deal. Calm down. But what we talked about was flow state versus force state. I broke down. It's about repetition for the flow state. Force state is when you don't do the practice and you just dive in it. Second, we talked about power trips and gatekeepers, where we have the real life example of power trips and gatekeepers, and past skills and experiences, which I have a lot of skills. That was just the tip of the iceberg, and there's more to come. But that's all for today. Thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, and comment and share. Thanks for listening.